Hi everyone, this is Meredith Walker and this is my website, Tech Simple. On my home page, I list a little bit about my passion for education and the fact that I am enrolled in the digital media production class at Oklahoma State University and pursuing the master's degree in education technology. Before moving on to the portfolio page, I want to show you my About page and my Contact page. My About page, a little bit about me and my background, what my goals are by achieving this master's degree, and my Contact page, if anyone has any questions or wants to email me, they can do so without actually seeing any of my personal information. And next is my portfolio, which doubles as a blog. And for this I chose to do something a little bit different. I chose to put individual blog entries for each one of the modules that we created. So my digital media portfolio starts out with week 4. Prior to that we had completed papers and actually set up the website. So week 4 is where we really started producing our assignments to post on our blog. So my first assignment module posted is the digital storytelling for module 4, and as I was going over the website I realized that I had forgotten to post this assignment both to my website and also to the course assignments. It was a week that I had the flu, and I usually do not miss assignments like that, but this time I did. So I made sure that I actually got it onto my blog. This digital story is about my grandmother and her first husband, who he went missing during World War II. And I just felt like this would be a very interesting story to tell. For this I had used a combination of PowerPoint 2016, exported the slides as JPEG files, and then uploaded it to Animoto for the video processing and the audio overlay. For Module 5, I created an animation movie. What this does is it's a Powtoon training for teachers on how to print their weekly roll sheets from the online gradebook at my school. You'd be really amazed at how some of the teachers have either forgotten how to do it because they don't do it very often, or they always are relying on the secretary to do it. So this video shows them how to do it so that they do not have to put extra unnecessary work on the building secretaries. For Module 6, I created a digital video game. It's called Catch the Dragon. This game is designed for new learners to typing. It's supposed to help reinforce the home row. So ASDF on the left hand, and on the right hand JKL and semicolon. And unfortunately, it's loading the project. It loaded earlier and now for some reason it's not showing on my page. I'll scroll back to it later to see if it had actually loads. For Module 7 was web-based video delivery, and I created an interactive screen capture. One of the things that's the biggest challenge to me when I'm out of my classroom with my students, we're preparing to leave Sunday for National Leadership Conference. I have 4 students competing at the national level. When I'm gone and I have a substitute who is not tech savvy, I have to have some kind of meaningful assignment for my students to complete. So one of the things that I like doing is creating videos where I can use something called Edpuzzle to ask the students questions during the video. So for example, with my photography class, I have used photography videos and then stopped every so often and required students to actually answer questions about the portion of the video that they just watched. For this assignment, I did one called Creating a Watermark in Word 2016. And it not only serves as an instructional video, but it asks questions and allows students to answer those questions so that I know that they are understanding the assignment itself. For Module 8, for augmented reality, I chose to do the project covering QR codes. And one of the things that I really like about this assignment is that with QR codes, students who maybe do not have a computer at home can use their phones and a QR code scanner to study for and learn about the assignments and the curriculum that I'm wanting them to learn. So for example, for this assignment, I created a brochure that I could send home with the students. It is part of a certification exam study guide series. So it lists their assignment on the back page. On the inside flap, I'm sorry, the back page is blank and then the front page tells them what it's for. On the inside of the brochure, it lists 8 pieces of hardware that I want the students to know about the computer, and it gives a brief definition of what each item is, and the QR code links the student to a video that explains that particular piece of hardware more in depth. For Module 9, for podcasting, I created a podcast covering the 2016 NMC COSIN Horizon Report on K-12 education that predicted what the next 2 to 3 years was going to look like with regards to computing devices in schools. I used Audacity, which is a free tool that you can download from the internet to create my sound. Then I also uploaded to SoundCloud so that I could embed the podcast into my blog post. For Module 10, our choices, I chose to complete the Google Earth Tour Builder. This was by far one of my most favorite assignments. I had no idea that Google Earth Tour Builder existed, and I shared this with everybody in my district because this is so valuable, not only for the classes that I teach. When I have to teach Google Earth, I have to do a whole lesson on Google Earth. But it's also, I think, a great tool for every history class, geography class. We have our FACS teacher teaches a touring Oklahoma. I think this would be awesome for creating a tour of just general local areas, points of interest, and such. This was really just a fun assignment. My assignment, I chose to use photographs in the tour from a road trip that I took with 5 students to Anaheim, California 3 years ago for the Business Professionals of America National Leadership Conference, and I wanted to kind of showcase all of the awesome places that we stopped along the way on our drive to Los Angeles. And then Module 11, my final project, I chose to create a personalized production, specifically instructional videos that I can use in my class. Right now, towards the end of the second semester, I always do a wrapped canvas project with 3 of the 4 courses that I teach. Those courses are multimedia, desktop publishing, and also my photography classes. And in creating a wrapped canvas, you have to set it up in Photoshop first, export it as a JPEG file before that you can send it to the large format printer for printing. And there are 2 different ways that you can set up this wrapped canvas. If you do a solid border around, there's one way to do it. If you have a extension of the photo that's on the front of the canvas that wraps around the side to look like you've actually stretched the photo out around the canvas frame itself, there's a whole separate way to do that. So this is a super busy time of the year. I have students going in all different directions, and right now it's been very difficult to actually sit down with individual students when they come back from an activity and make sure that they are staying on track while also tending to the students who have been in class and trying to keep them on track. So these videos, I think it was really a timely project because I'm actually going to be using these in my classes this next week and the week after to make sure that my students are staying on track and that they can actually create the wrap canvas on their own. For this project, I used Photoshop and Screencast-O-Matic to create the videos. Well, that is the end of my website. Thank you very much for listening, and I've enjoyed this semester, and I hope everyone has a great summer.